So for parents that maybe aren't familiar with SAT or the ACT system or the SAT system, depending on their educational background, I mean, somebody might say 5 points. I mean, like, what's 5 points? Like 5 out of, like, I go from 90 to 95. I mean, can you give us a better explanation of, like, the parameters, the relevance of, like, an improvement of 5 points for the ACT and an improvement of 300 points in the SAT?
Sure. Well, if you're looking at a school like Stanford, there are 19,000 plus applicants every year, and they only allow 6% in. Well, you have to have pretty close to a perfect score to get there. I would say a 34 to 36 would get you there, where like they say, the standard for the UC schools, the University of California type of schools, is about a 28. Well, the national average for an ACT student is a 21 to 22. It varies a little bit on the scale. Well, that would be your average. If you did the exam prep program, it stands to reason you could at least get close to one of those second-tier schools like the UC schools or something like that. And then if you're like, we had one kid that went up 7 points, ended up at a 35. So he started off at a 28, ended up at a 35, and he can almost go wherever he wants to go. It just makes a huge difference. It's the 99th percentile versus the 50th percentile where you start sometimes.
So with all the success stories that you're sharing, which is fantastic, because if I'm a parent looking at tutoring services in Boise, Idaho area, you know, I'm going to want to know that, because, I mean, hey, it's great to see what I read on a website, but to actually hear about the difference that you're making in these children's lives, it's fantastic. With all the success that you've kind of had, would you be willing to say that you offer the best tutors and tutoring services in the Boise, Idaho area?
Well, of course I'd be able to say that. The wonderful thing about our center is we have a really low turnover. Our tutors seem to be very gratified by working here. I tried to put them with the same student over and over again so they get used to each other. So it's like a shortcut every session. You don't have to start way back at the beginning. Doesn't always work out that way. But I would say, yes, they get invested in the student success. We all get invested in that, and it tends to motivate the student as well. I would also say you get out what you put into it. It's not one of those things where you pay your money and you get the score improvement. You have to do the work. There's homework. I firmly believe in practice tests, and I also believe in taking the real tests more than once, just so you can get used to that, because it is a stressful, distracting environment. To be able to take command of those tests is critical.